I was in a university with my life leading nowhere. I never wanted to be a doctor or lawyer, but I realized I needed a job. I somehow landed a decent enough job, but one day while talking with my friends, we all agreed on how boring our jobs were. Out of nowhere the idea of starting our own company originated and our lives were going to change forever. In this video, we're going to see what it takes to start a business from scratch. Let's find out. Well, what was the business idea? After brainstorming for a few hours, one of my friends suggested starting a new web application, and after talking about it for a few days, we finally decided what our web application should be about. The focus of the app was to help students with their studies. I already know what you're thinking, well, it's another student-centric app, but wait, the application wasn't just for students, but for teachers as well. Teachers could log in and see the progress of all the students. Not only that, but they could also give feedback on the assignments and essays written by the students with a very user-friendly interface, which was one of our biggest strengths. The idea originated after one of my friends complained about the long email conversations with teachers, which were very inconvenient for students. After we landed on this idea, the next step was to figure out how to get started, but for that, we needed a team to help us. So the next step was building a solid team with no money. Once you know what your idea and unique selling point is, the next step is to find people that can bring it to reality. The idea doesn't matter if you work on it with poor execution with people who are not passionate about the project. Fortunately, we are living in the internet era in which hustle culture is at its peak. It's easier than ever to have a team of high-performing individuals from scratch. Even if you have no idea yet, I would recommend you start joining online communities where you can network with like-minded people, just in case you need them in the future. While talking to other students with different majors on the internet, you'll be surprised how different people can bring so much value to the table with their specialized skills. For example, we found a skilled programmer through LinkedIn after he published a post about him completing an advanced level coding certification. Since you can't offer them a salary, you have to offer them a share in the company, and these initial partners will become the future decision makers of each department. Look for people who are in college, because students are willing to take risks. Even if the business fails, you can present it as a case study in your interviews in case you apply for a job in the future. Make sure you don't hire someone who's not needed. It's important to keep your staff filled with productive and high-performing individuals only, especially at the start. I started hiring people based on what they can do to expand our business initially. We already knew marketing, so our focus was on hiring individuals with technical skills that can work on the betterment of our product. The very first thing after this was to create an MVP, a minimum viable product, which is basically the first version with all the necessary features to launch the product in the market. Now that we have our MVP ready, let's move on to the other step, which is launching the startup. The first 4 weeks. The first 4 weeks after the launch of the product were about getting more and more people to use it at least. Unfortunately, I had no idea what it means to be a CEO, and I spent most of my time convincing and reaching out to people to invest in our business. I got some help from friends, family, and some happy users with good net worths. In order to acquire some initial customers, I started reaching out to schools and colleges who liked the product but weren't convinced enough to use it for now. After facing relentless rejection, I got a few colleges to try it for free, which eventually turned into long-term paid clients. I started focusing all my efforts on the betterment of my team and product after getting feedback from our free users who were on trial periods, which really helped our business grow. When the product was finally ready with minimal bugs, a bunch of local private coaching centers also started adopting it. Now came the end of the first 4 weeks, and we moved on to the next month. This is when I realized my role in the company and started focusing on different areas, including marketing, branding, advertising, and business development. It's important to divide your time for each aspect of business and give them appropriate attention. I divided my tasks into 2 categories. The first one was to work on the product, and the second one was to get more users to try our platform. To work on the product, we started reaching out to different schools in our local area who we could directly connect with. They gave us one-on-one feedback, which was an absolute necessity for our technical staff in order to eradicate the bugs from the program. A great suggestion from me is to work on the utility of the product while simultaneously working on providing an excellent user experience. Make sure your branding is on point and the product looks extremely well made. But at the same time, don't waste a lot of your time on fixing things that are not priorities and can be dealt with later down the line. The second task was to bring more users to the app globally, not just local users. To do this, I hired some appointment setters from the Philippines. They were freelancers who were getting paid for every successful appointment they bring to me. I would provide them with an Excel sheet with all the potential people we can reach out to, and their task was to get them on a demo call with us. In the demo call, one of my partners who was an excellent salesman would pitch the product and give them an interactive product tour. The demo calls were only with potential buyers who were interested in the product, so whenever we offered them a 3-month free trial at the end of the call, most of them would say yes. After showing them the value our product brings to the table, our job was to convert them into long-term paying clients later in our journey, which we did successfully through excellent customer experience. So how can you start a business if you have no idea, no experience, and an empty wallet? Well, go for a tech/digital business. And the best way to learn how to start a digital business is to learn from other people's experiences. Countless people have entered digital businesses, and the number of case studies available on the internet is endless. A very famous example is Mark Zuckerberg himself, who started this multi-billion-dollar company with just $1,000, and that too while studying at Harvard University. This is a very big example, but there are hundreds of other micro startups started every month. You can learn both from their failure and success. Start a business around something you're skilled in or a problem you are familiar with. I see many people starting businesses with the goal of making money, which is a wrong approach. When you know the struggles of your customers, you create a better product, which consequently gives you more money as you grow your business. Money should not be the main goal, but a byproduct of your main goal. Now that I've launched my first startup, I can say it's not easy. It takes a lot of courage, patience, and consistency to expand a startup, along with a huge amount of planning and preparation. But remember one thing, all the planning and preparation means nothing if it's not followed by execution. So make sure you start as soon as you can. I later sold the majority of my company's shares to a bigger company that could do a better job at making it a great product. Now, I'm thinking about my next big thing. Tell me, what should it be? If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel that I just started. It will help me create better videos in the future consistently. Thanks for watching. See you next time.